Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A YouTuber on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long was 1975.
This is Rodland on the Commodore 64. I absolutely love this intro. It was released by the Sales Curve in 1991, also released on the Amstrad, the Spectrum, the Amiga and the Atari ST. I have a gameplay of the Spectrum version and compare it to the homebrew improved version on the Spectrum. It's a brilliant little platform puzzle game, kind of in a similar vein to Bubble Bubble, where you have to clear the screen of all the enemies, and once you do so you'll progress to the next screen. Also, you can collect all the flowers, which gives you a bonus mode which changes the enemies, so when you kill them you can spell the word extra and give yourself, well, I don't know what, because I've never actually managed to do it because I'm so bloody awful at this game, but I'm assuming a big point bonus. Got really good reviews across all the machines way back in the day. I think there's even a Game Boy port, and it's based on an arcade machine of the same name released by Jaleco in 1990, where you play one of two of those characters on the left there. You are fairies. Its subtitle is A Fairyland Adventure, and your mom, that's right, your mom has been kidnapped, because apparently all fairies are American. Your mom has been kidnapped and imprisoned in a tower, and there are bosses along the way. It's great fun. Again, though, I am terrible at it. I've only had a very quick go on this just to wrap my head around the controls, and I confirm that they are super tight, and it is a better version than the Spectrum. I know, that's me saying that. So anyway, let's get into it. So here we have the title screen. Really nice title screen, really bright and colourful. Some excellent SID chip music, brilliant rendition of the actual arcade theme. I'll shut up for a moment so you can hear it. To be fair, the Spectrum 128, because it's a 128 only on that machine, had a pretty decent port of this, but it's not as good as the SID chip. So as you can see, it is one or two simultaneous players. It must be insane with two players, but basically, right, it's called Rodland because you use your rod to attack enemies. Once you attack them with it, you stun them, and then you can thrash them around until they die. When they die, they will leave you an additional power-up that you can use to help clear the screen. But as I said, it's perfect balance you want to get of clearing the screen and getting all the flowers to trigger the extra game mode. So let's get into this. Right, so there's no music in game. I'm sure you can trigger it so it's music or sound effects. If it's one or the other, I'm going to have sound effects, right? So you can see the flowers as well that I want to collect. Stun him. That will kill everyone on the screen, pretty much. Or it won't, which gives me the opportunity to get the flowers. There's another mode, which is you press up and fire, you can create a ladder. You press down and fire, you can create a ladder as well. Once you create one ladder, the other ladder will disappear. But you can use this so you don't just have to navigate with the actual ladders on the screen. However, as you saw then, it does mean that the enemy can as well. Extra game. Anyway, so my lives are on the right hand side of the screen. Kill this person, get the letter R to spell extra. Now, obviously in the arcade there would have been background. It wouldn't have just been like platforms like this. Oh, I love the nuke. But obviously that would have been a bit too, well, would it have been a bit too much for the Commodore? Obviously a bit too much for the Spectrum. You haven't got a jump, but you've got a really tight little glide, like that. The controls in this are absolutely superb. The only thing I would say is I would have liked music as well as sound effects, but that's a small nitpick. Again, the ladders. Oh, coming up? Because of course you are. Oh look, you can catch them doing this. Oh no, I'm still on the ladder, but I can catch them across the gap. One thing I will say though is if you're too close to the corner of the screen, you can't thrust them over your head, so it will cancel out and you will die. These ones fire at you, so possibly want to clear them. Oh, he's run off though. No, you don't. Well, that was lucky. Sometimes it will let you use the bad guys as a kind of mallet over your head, but it doesn't always seem to work. Also, if you're pressing up or if you're hammering fire, be careful, because I'm playing this on a D-pad, because what will happen is you will accidentally trigger your ladders, but that's to do with, look at this, coming down. I was going to say how quickly, you know, you can glide between platforms. But yeah, that's to do with playing on a D-pad or a joystick. So that's, you know, first world problems. I'm buying, oh, no, because you neutralise their powers. Ooh, E-R. Oh, this level, get on the balloons. Actually, wait for the enemies to come off the top of the screen. Oh, I used them as a mallet. Before you get on the balloons. Oh, look at that. Because they will kill you when you go up there. Is he coming down or what? Look at that. Yes. Right. It's such a nice game. Such nice graphics. Normally, when you get this sort of level of colour in a Commodore 64 game, where do the extra one come from? Then you lose kind of the sharpness on the sprites, but not with this. So, I mean, what I mean by that is, in the Spectrum, oh, Scheisenballs, you will have better looking sprites for the expense of colour, or colour with attribute clash. For once, with this, it seems to be absolutely perfectly in between. So what are we on? Scene 5, scene 6. Things are going to start getting a bit tits frisky. Shit. That's on me. It's one of those games where you know that when you failed, it was on you. I mean, there are a few bits where it is quite hard, but you never feel like it's completely out of your hand or it's cheapening you out of stuff. Can't be far off. I hate this level. A lot of this comes back to my memory from the Spectrum version. Ooh. Oh, can't be far off the boss fight. But again, it pains me to say this, and the Spectrum version is fantastic. This is a better version than the Spectrum version. This is going to look. I can't. That's what I mean. That you can't swing them over your head. Continue when you're that close to the edge of the screen. That's a bit of a pisser. But then we don't know if that's something that's in the arcade, do we? Here's another cool trick. Stun, then go and get all the plants on the other side of the screen. So, like I said, it's about getting a perfect balance between both. Ooh, we just need 2 more. And a little nuke there for you at the end, because I'm nice like that. Boss fight. Right, this is cool. So, all these gators, or crocs, what you need to do is completely pummel them in the face and they will eventually disappear. But for some reason, their self-preservation, their defense, if you will, is to throw their young at you. At least that's what I think it is, unless it's victims that have been sitting in their belly. It's just all kinds of insane. This is what I mean about when you're hammering it, be careful to not accidentally press up. Which isn't an issue when you're in front of a ladder, because you can't generate ladders in front of ladders. But yeah, because it does... Ooh, get away. But again, that's not really the game's fault. I mean, if you were playing on keyboard, that wouldn't be an issue at all. Just I'm playing this on my C64 Mini. I can't play it on keyboard. I have yet to find a USB keyboard that it recognises. Also, there's no time, which is nice. I'm going to make a fucking hat, shoes, trousers, shirt, the lot out of you, mate. Think Mick Dundee on acid. Right, go on. I mean, if you played this back in the day, ooh, I'd love to know what you think. I think this is an absolutely superb conversion. I thought the Spectrum version is a superb conversion. Look up my video if you want to see what it looks like. This is better because of the colour, but they both play pretty much exactly the same. Put it this way, right? If you were a fan of Rodland in the arcades back in the day and you had a Spectrum or a Commodore, don't know what the Amstrad's like, assuming it's a port of the Spectrum, then you would have been more than, you know, blown away with this as a port, because it is absolutely superb. A little bit of fireworks there just to let you know that you are a winner. You, my friend, are a winner. You may be a fairy, but you're a winner. Right. So round 9. It doesn't reset or anything, say like 1 or 2 or something. Oh, get some of that in your life, which they sometimes do. And that. Oh, the gliding as well, like I said, is so tight. This is just an all-round perfect game. If you've never played this, do yourself a solid. Ride a balloon. Can't get... That's interesting. Can't get the flowers when you're on a balloon. Oh, look at them falling. The lemmings. But you can twat them when you're on a balloon. Interesting. Also, half the bad guys in this look like knockoffs from Wonder Boy, but hey. I'm going to call it quits there. Rodland on the Commodore 64. It's an absolutely fantastic port, and you really need to do yourself a solid. You dirty little bastards. And check it out, because honestly, look at it. It's fantastic. Anyways, also, I'd love to know what you think, especially if you played this. Look how the placement of the flowers is getting a little bit more precarious, difficult and awkward, and how now the enemies fly. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.